Hey guys, morning everybody. Today is Thursday, December 15th. It is 6:21 right now. Market's going to open in about 9 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and then we'll get started shortly. So just give me a few moments to finish setting this up here, and we should be good to go. All right, a couple more things here to update. All right, cool. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, solid. So I'll get a few moments for people to make their way in. We had news this morning, so price obviously is getting pushed around a lot. So you want to be, a bit careful taking these entries here. So I'll give some time for people to join, and then we'll go ahead and analyze all that stuff to see what's good. Hey, Kenny, morning. All right, 6:24 I know. Still got about 6 minutes till market open. Hey, Maria, morning. All right, I think I got everything pretty much good to go here. All right, guys. So it looks like majority of you guys are here already. So good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, December 15th. It is 6:24 right now. Market's going to open in about 6 minutes. So I'm going to start off by market news. So for this morning, we had news over here at 5:30. News right here at 5:30. It was high impact core retail sales, Empire State Manufacturing Index, retail sales, Philly Fed Manufacturing Index, unemployment claims, etc. Partially negative and one positive news event. So we'll mark that up right here at 5:30 a.m. It's kind of what started this, big drop over here to kind of move kind of crazy. You can see price started to jump around a lot right here. So I'm going to mark that up at 5:30. Then we had news at 6:15 as well, low impact, but still affecting the market here. 6:15. Then we got news at 7 and 7:30. And that should be about it. So we got news right here at 7 and 7:30. All right, looks good for the most part. Hey T, how's it going? Morning, Patricia. Morning, sir, and morning, everybody. So market is opening in about 4 minutes, guys. Looking over here at the 10-minute, 5-minute, and 1 minute, everything looks pretty much bullish. Bearish for the most part, aside from the 1 minute over here. The higher time frames here are bearish. The 1 minute over here is a bit neutral. Trend meter is blue, and price is in between the pivots. If price ends up swinging back below, then this will confirm, a bearish bias, and we could possibly look for a sell here. But at the moment, it's not showing much. So we got to wait and see where that, ends up going. Looks like a pending sell signal here on the 1 minute. If this drops price lower, then we could possibly see that continue that direction. Hey, Cliff, how's it going? Or Kip? Cliff. That's funny. Yeah, Kip. Good to see you here. Let's see who else is here. All right, yeah, it looks like majority of you guys are here already. So we got this pending sell signal over here on the 1 minute. This is pre-market. So, and it's right at the not sessions. It's right at the news price. So even if you were to get a sell signal there, probably want to skip it. If you want price to get away from here. We'll see how price moves when market actually opens in a few. I'm gonna go ahead and mark up, overall direction over here. Let's take a look at sentiment. Sentiment's starting to move a lot. It's currently at 62% short, so it's starting to move. Fundamentals pre-market are currently 400 negative. Uh, 4 hour is bearish right here. Uh, 1 hour is bearish as well. $30-minute is bearish. Pretty sure everything's pretty much bearish right now. Just, for time being. 15 is bearish, and obviously 10-minute is bearish as well. So yeah, everything here is pretty much bearish for right now. A lot of this downwards movement and continuation is based off the inflation news yesterday and continuation from the following news this morning. So we'll see if this corrects back up or if it continues to drop. We'll just take it as is. We're not going to predict anything here. We're kind of just going to go with it, see what the market gives us. So we'll see if we find a correction to the upside. If we don't, then that's fine. We'll continue looking for sells. Market is opening in about 10 seconds, guys. All right, so the market is opening shortly. Overall direction is bearish here. If we get a sell signal at this point, possible breakout for a sell, but as I mentioned, a lot of red flags here with news price. Yeah, so we got a couple of red flags over here. We got news price up here. We have news price down here. We have a current sell momentum signal here. So we'll see how this closes here. If this closes with a buy signal and a strong green candle, this will possibly be the breakout. I don't think I'll be taking it though, because everything here is pretty much bearish. So this is a bit of a risky move. Also, red flags here with news price. So this candle's got about 15 seconds left on it. See how far is it from? Yeah, it's not too bad. Not looking to take that risk though. So this candle here is not going to close. So as you can see right there, that candle did not close with a buy signal and not a strong green candle. The wick on top is too big. So no entry off that there. Yeah, Kip said there's so much liquidity above. Be ready for manipulation up. Yeah, and I agree too, Kip. I think price will correct back up. A lot of people are buying the dip, right? Because the thing with US30 that you guys need to understand is that US30 is a directional asset that typically goes to the upside, right? This is something that typically is bullish. So when price drops this much, it's very oversold. People are looking to hop in for a buy at some point, right? So that's basically what we're possibly anticipating, but there's no guarantee it's actually going to happen, right? Because the way that the market's been moving the past couple of weeks has been kind of iffy. It's been very choppy, very blocky movements. especially based off the inflation news that came out yesterday and Tuesday. A lot of inflation news this whole week. This is basically Fed week with all the new inflation news for the following month. And not just the following month, but for the following year, because this is the last month of the year. So basically, Fed's discussing, what their plan is for the rest of the year, and what are the next steps for them to reach those plans and achieve those goals. So a lot of stuff going on. There was a rate hike yesterday, so I think Powell spoke on it during the press conference. That's what caused price to drop here, but obviously people are looking to buy the dip. So we'll see where this goes. If this closes as a strong red candle, this would technically be the breakout. But again, I wouldn't take it because it's right at news price and opening price down here. So we'll see how this here closes. We've got about 20 seconds left on this candle here. I'll mark it up for you guys. If the breakout does close, I'll mark it up and we could follow it, but I'm not going to take a trade as I mentioned. It's too risky of a move. All right, so this is technically the breakout right here for a sell. It's right at the sessions right there, so I'm not taking the trade. I'm not sessions, the opening price. This can easily get manipulated right at this these horizontal lines. So this can easily fake out to the bottom and swing right back up. So I'm not taking this trade here, even though it is in our direction of I guess bias with regard to trend. I still find it to be super risky as an entry. So I'm not going to take it. I'll take following entries though. So if we get a retracement and continuation for a sell, then I'll take that, but I'm not going to take this specific breakout. Like this is just an area for manipulation right here down the middle. Price is in a big range. You can't really tell right here that it's in a big range, but realistically it is. You guys can see right here, the range actually started from, it faked out right here, but then it really established the range right here. So this is like the range of price. So it's a little difficult to follow right there. So if you guys take the breakout, looks like it's about to hit your TP. I would move your stop loss in profit and full TP for the breakout right here. So if you guys took it, great. If you guys didn't, it's okay. I found it to be really risky because it's right at opening price, but this did line up with our analysis here because we had a sell signal here, strong red candle, everything here was bearish. So if there was no opening price right there, I would have taken the trade, but since there was, I don't want to risk it because this could have easily shot right back up, right? So there you go, the breakout. I didn't take this trade, so it's not going to count towards our results. I'm just going to go ahead and send it in the group so that if you guys did take it, you guys can pull out of the position because a lot of you guys wait for me to confirm it before you guys actually look to take the entry there. So, all right, full TP. So yeah, if you guys are in this position, make sure you close out. I didn't take the trade, so it's not going to count towards our results for this week. I will be looking for the retracement and continuation to the downside though. Some profits over here from Kenny. Kenny locked in a total profit of 410 for the day. Nice work, Kenny. Take the breakout right there. Rashida over here took the breakout as well. Total profit of 213 for the day. Nice work, Rashida. And we got Barack over here. Total profit of 7,112 for the day. Nice work, Barack. And then again, right here, Natasha took the breakout, total profit of 115 for the day. Solid. All right, great work, guys. Yeah, if there's any more profits you guys want to send in, feel free to send them in. I didn't take this trade here, so I'm going to hold off on, well, I don't have any profits to post since I didn't take it, but I'm going to wait for this retracement to happen and we'll ride the continuation back down. All right, so looking at this right here, what we need here is we need a buy signal to come up to confirm the retracement. So looking over here at the overall trend, the 10-minute is bearish, price is below the pivots, trend meters red, pivots are angling down. 5-minute over here is also bearish, price is below the pivots, trend meters red, and pivots are angling down. What we need here is a sell signal to confirm the bearish momentum on the 5-minute. Once we have that, as soon as we get a sell signal on the 1-minute, we can take the entry here. This is also bearish for the trend. You can see prices below the pivots, trend meters red, pivots are angling down. What we need here is we need a retracement So price has already made its drop right here. We need that retracement and continuation back down. Once we get that, we can take the sell. But until we get that retracement, there's not going to be any entry for us to take. So just a matter of time, guys. Just got to wait for it to provide us with that opportunity. Until then, we're just going to be waiting a bit. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. Same thing here. Everything is bearish. So right here, 10 minutes bearish, 5 minutes bearish, 1 minute's bearish. Entry came up right here, dropped pretty heavily. Same with the S&P over here, bearish, bearish, bearish. Price is dropping pretty heavily. So you can see price is reacting to the inflation news from this week. Looking over here at CNBC, everything's pretty much red for the day. Here's the thing. CNBC reported Dow falls more than 300 points at open, declining for a second day on fears the Fed is sending economy into a recession. So CNBC just reported on this, that the Dow is continuing to drop. So what you might expect here is manipulation to happen. So they're sending this update right here. A lot of people are starting to chase the sells. I wouldn't be surprised if price spikes all the way back up, right? So you want to be very careful about taking any entries right now, specifically, especially if you don't have your criteria meeting for your specific entry, because this can easily just shift right back up. If you guys, a lot of people talk about the Kramer effect. It's like a meme, but it's real. Whenever they report on something here, people tend to follow it. They follow the news, and then price does the complete opposite. So you want to be careful about chasing this drop here, because price is dropping a little bit, but it is now starting to shift back up, as you guys can see. Actually, I was on the wrong pair. That was NASDAQ. But the NASDAQ here is starting to shift back up, and the S&P as well. US30 hasn't shifted up yet, but you can see here these other pairs are starting to shift back up. Or not pairs, these other indices. So US30 is likely to follow, which it just did right there. So, we're following the CNBC effect. Basically, whenever they report on something, they say price is dropping super heavy. Price does the opposite and it swings right back up. So don't chase that move there. If CNBC ever reports on anything, I would probably recommend to never follow their advice, because price tends to do the opposite. So let's see if we get that confirmation of retracement right here. We don't have the retracement yet, but if we get that buy signal that we have pending right here, if this closes, then we'll have that retracement confirmation. One of the problems that we have here, though, is the 5 minute. The 5 minute still has not closed with the sell signal, so we can't take the momentum scalp entry just yet. Let me put the requirements up here. Looking at the requirements, confirm trading in the direction of overall trend. We've already confirmed that because it's bearish here on the 10, bearish here on the 5, and bearish here on the 1, right? So once we've confirmed that, which we already did, we can move on to step 2. Step 2, confirm momentum on the 10-minute time frame. We have a sell signal right here, so we can move on to step 3. Confirm momentum on the 5-minute time frame. We don't have a sell signal right here, right? So if we don't have a sell signal, we can't move on to step 4. So until we get a sell signal here on the 5, there's no entry for us to take just yet. You can see here it's pending, but we actually need that there to close. Right? So until this here closes, we can't really take anything here just yet. Just keep in mind, guys, you guys got to be very patient about these entries. You can't just hop in trades just because you can easily end up on the wrong side of the market. So I don't recommend chasing this drop here at all. You guys can see that push back up right here. Basically stop a lot of people out who are chasing the news. Push up about like 600 pips. And we'll see if this here confirms. So first we need this here to confirm. Once this confirms right here, then we can look on the 1 minute. But until this here closes, we can't confirm it just yet. All right. Yeah, Natasha said a quick scalp just hit. Nice work, Natasha. Yeah, I'm still waiting for confirmation here. Nice kip over here, locking some pretty good profits. Nice profits right there to continue on with the trading day. So I'm looking for the 5 minute here. This is the main thing I'm focusing on. This sell signal needs to close. We got about 3 minutes left on this candle. Once this here closes, then I will start to look on the 1 minute. We don't have that yet, so still waiting. Yeah, Madhu said some red flags. We didn't take the trade, but there was a 10-minute snipe, he believes. Yeah, no, I could probably see that too over here. Yeah, there was a snipe right there. There's actually a couple of them. I do. So there was a zone right here. So there were a couple of snipe entries right here on the 10 actually. So a lot of this stuff happened pre-market though, so I wouldn't have taken it. Actually, this was right at news. So I wouldn't have taken this first one. News was at 5:30. This was a news candle. There was another one right after at 6 right here. That would have hit full TP right there. And then again, another one right here. So there's two back-to-back full TPs. The one that just happened and then the one that happened a little bit after news earlier. So yeah, you spotted that right, Madhu. But yeah, red flags, obviously news price and stuff that's in the way. Let's see. All right, so we are looking at this here. We're still looking on the 5. This here did not close yet. Still got about a minute 55 on here. So everything's met except the 5-minute momentum. We need the 5-minute momentum. And then once we have that, we can move on to step 4. But until then, just got to wait tight. Just wait for this to play out. Man, I'm hoping this. Starts to play out because I'm hoping we get at least one entry today. Yesterday kind of sucked because there was a lot of there's entries that came up, but then they just didn't fit the criteria. So I think there was like 4 or 5 entries, but we couldn't take any of them because of the criteria. There's a lot of red flags in the area. So I missed out on like 4 or 5 good trades. Here's our GJ position. If you guys are still in it, it's back into profit. Still going back and forth. So I'll come back and take a look at that later. Yeah, and this thing is still just it's still continuing to dump even further. So I need the sell signal here to close. It has about 18 seconds left on it. It still has not confirmed yet. 10 seconds on it right here. Doesn't look like it's going to confirm. Price just spiked right back up on the 1 minute right here. So I don't think this is going to close with the sell signal. Yeah, unfortunately not. So yeah, nothing there. On the 5. Here we go again. Just got to wait for this to close. So, all right, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. As you guys can see, there's not much for us to enter right now. Until we have this confirmation on the 5, we can't even look on the 1 minute. So we're basically setting up for the entry. So we've already set up the overall trend, it's bearish. We've set up the momentum here on the 10, it's bearish. Looking for the momentum here on the 5, it's still bullish. Once we confirm this bearish, then we can move on to step 4. Sell signal here on the 1 will provide for entry. So at the moment, there just isn't anything for us to take right now. There's a sell here that's coming up on the 10-minute, but the 1 minute, but the 10-minute candle here hasn't closed. So same situation. If you're applying this strategy on NASDAQ, you need to wait for this one here to close first. So there's no alignment across these indices right now. Aside from S&P, S&P is the only one that has alignment. So the S&P has a sell trend right here on the 10, 5, and 1. Bearish momentum on the 10, bearish momentum on the 5. All you need here on the 1 minute is you need a retracement and continuation back down. That's where you'd make the entry for this one here. But hasn't closed yet. So no entries across any of these indices just yet. See, taking a look at gold right now. Gold Yeah, no entries here either. All right, so we're just waiting. Need this here to close, but there's still 3 minutes left on this candle here for the 5 minute. Still got a lot of time left. Briham's asking, will it go now down? We don't have confirmation yet. Let's call you Nair. I can't really pronounce your first name. First name is Abram, yeah. So we have a bearish bias here, but we need this 5 minute here to close. There's no confirmation of it to continue down yet because there's no confirmation across the time frames. There's a confirmation for a downtrend, but the momentum here hasn't confirmed yet. So, I mean, you can chase it if you want. I wouldn't chase it though, because it's due for retracement. If you look here on the 1 minute, price has been dropping for a while. It's been dropping since this point up here. It's down 2,280 pips. So it's down pretty much. Price needs to retrace at some point. It can't just keep dropping forever, right? So I'm not looking to take any entries here until we have that retracement. So I mean, if you want to chase it, feel free, but I'm definitely not going to chase this here because this is due for retracement. Also, this 5 minute here needs to close. So until that happens, not really much for me to move on because we can't make entry until this here is confirmed. So let's take a look at CNBC real quick. Any updates here? I mean, a lot of this drop is happening based off the news from today and pretty much this whole week. This is basically a full week of Fed news and inflation news. So with a lot of fears going around regarding the possible recession, obviously people are getting scared and selling off, but that's the thing. You don't want to get scared and chase it with everybody else, because if people continue to sell off right here, the market makers are just looking to stack up some more sellers. So as soon as there's enough sellers in the market right here, the market makers can spike price right back up. And when they do, there's a lot of liquidity sitting on the top side, not just on the 1 minute, but if you look on the 10 minute over here. So if you're looking here on the 10 minute, there's a lot of highs here that have not been tested, right? So you got a lot of liquidity just hanging out right here. So when price finally comes back up, which it will eventually, it's not going to drop forever. There's going to be a lot of liquidity sitting all throughout the chart right here on the 10 minute. So whenever price decides to make its way back up, this is a critical price point to look at, because when it does push up right there, it's going to go on a stop loss hunt. It's going to knock out all those people, continue higher and higher from there. So I'm not really chasing anything right now. I'm just waiting for some sort of confirmation here to show me when that retracement is going to happen at the very least. So we do have the sell signal here on the 5. This is perfect. This is exactly what we were looking for. We can now move on to step 4. So step 1, we confirm the overall trend. It's bearish, obviously. 10 minute, we have its bearish momentum. 5 minute on step 3, we have a bearish momentum. And then on the step 4, this is where we make our entry. So the catalyst for entry would be here on the 1 minute. What I'm looking for is retracement here. I need to get a buy signal to come up right here. Not because I'm looking to take a buy, but I need that buy signal to close so that it can confirm retracement of momentum. So once we have that buy signal right there and price swings up, then from there, we'll catch it as it continues down lower. So looking for that buy signal over here to confirm retracement. Once it does that, we can look for the next sell. But yeah, everything's starting to line up for this area. Let's see. Kevin said, hey, Sean, look at the 15-minute time frame. There's a huge wick from December 12th. I think it will fill that wick before it goes back up. It's already dipped into that area. So let's take a look real quick. Let me go on a different chart where it's not all messy. Let's see, December 12th. $15-minute time frame, huge wick from December 12th. I don't really see a big wick on the 12th. I see a wick right here. I'm assuming you're talking about this one, right? So let me just go in. Draw that out right there. Let's go to current price. Yeah, price already dipped into the area. I'm not sure where the other wick is, but I think this is the only wick I see on the 12th here. There's one on the 11th, which is kind of lower. But on the 12th, this is like as low as I see. This is basically the low for that day. Yeah, price pretty much broke right through it. Unless I'm looking on the wrong time frame. It's 15-minute. I know there's bigger wicks down here, unless you're talking about the 8th. There's another zone down there. Yeah, I mean, well, this whole area right here is it's like one big area. So I think this right here engulfs basically that other zone that you're looking at. All right, let me turn on my alerts so that I can be aware when these momentum signals come up. Gotcha. Okay. Thanks, William. Yeah, William said that there's a wick on US there on currency.com, but not YM. Gotcha. Yeah, it's because we're on different data, Kevin. But I'm pretty sure that that wick is well, it's kind of weird that there's a wick there. Because I'd assume that this or maybe there was a data feed issue on US30 currency.com. Yeah, I can see the wick right here. Okay. So I don't know what happened here, but I don't think this really wicked like that. I think this might have been a data issue with currency.com because this is a crazy wick. I mean, if you met, I don't know if anyone traded this, but I don't think this is a real wick. This is like a 2000 pip spike at 2 a.m. So this is London session. You know, typically US30 doesn't spike like that during London session. So I don't think this is a real wick. I think this was just a data feed issue with this broker. Like I could see this happening at 6:30 or, you know, New York session because this asset's actually open. But during London session 2 a.m., I don't think this was like this actually happened. Because I think we would have noticed it, right? I don't know. Or I could be wrong. I can't remember what happened on the 12th. Yeah, because nothing happened at that time here on the 12th. There's like no news at 2 a.m. Yeah, you're right. So I think this is just a data issue for this broker. This is why I don't use currency.com anymore. I just use YM because it's more accurate. But yeah, I don't know what happened right there, Kevin. But it's okay. I mean, it lines up with like the other zones over here. So I'd probably just disregard this candle here because there was no news on Monday. So there's nothing that really would have caused that to move. Yeah, looking at YM and looking at your TD account as well, it looks like it didn't actually play out. All right, let me just clean this up a little bit, go back a little bit. Our GJ positions in profit now, guys, if you guys are still in it. I'm still in the position here, so I'm holding it in profit a couple bucks. So I'll let that be for a bit. Looking over here on the 1 minute for US30, waiting for this to swing back up. Because we still need that buy signal. We have news coming up right here at 7 o'clock. So you want to be very careful about taking any entries around this time. I think it's low impact, so it's probably not going to affect it too much, but yeah, we got business inventories. I don't think it's going to affect it too much. Still waiting for that retracement if it could ever come up. It's going to retrace at some point. This thing can't keep dropping forever. Unless there's something that's really causing it to drop, like if there's some other news event that comes out, then yeah, I could see it continuing to drop. but during normal conditions, I'm expecting I'm expecting at least some sort of retracement here. All right, so you got a big wick right here on the 1 minute. See how far this dropped right here. Put the requirements down here. All right, so we're still at step 4. I mean, step 4 is literally the entry. So going over the requirements again, overall trend for a sell, 10-minute momentum here for a sell, 5-minute momentum here for a sell, 1 minute momentum over here hasn't come up yet. But yeah, price is still tumbling down quite a bit. But you guys can see the wicks over here on the 1 minute. This is where it's becoming a little iffy. So if you guys are still chasing these sells here, and be careful. You guys can see price starting to wick a lot on the bottom end over here, because it's trying to swing up, but it's not having enough momentum to swing back up. Let me check the order flow over here to see where these orders are coming in. So there's still a lot of sell orders coming in, but there's a couple buy orders here. I'm anticipating the market makers to probably push price up a little bit, like a big order of buys right here, just to spike price up slightly. Because it's due for retracement. As you guys can see, price has now dropped a lot since this high point. So this high point right here, price has dropped 3,600 pips so far. So it's not a crazy amount, but it is it's pretty heavy before having any sort of retracement. Price did come up a little bit right here, but I wouldn't consider these retracements because price literally came up slightly, came back down, came up slightly, came back down, came up slightly, and then came right back down. It's not anything like this where we have an actual retracement and then continuation, or like this right here, retracement, and then heavy continuation back down. All right, big wick over here on this candle. That's right before news. News is coming up at 7 o'clock. We'll see if this here ends up swinging back. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Kevin said 33,282 is the bottom of the wick, and that's where he's expecting a possible bounce to happen. Yeah. No, I can see that too. So it looks like we're still a ways from it. I mean, pricing is different on here, so it might be close to that point already. But we have the news candle right here. So I'm going to mark up news. Right here. And price is still kind of dropping a little bit. Let's see, Natasha said she got stopped out in profit on GJ. Yeah, no, it's fine. I mean, GJ is moving kind of weird too. The entire market is moving kind of weird this week, guys. Not just US30 is being affected due to the inflation news and the Fed news. Pretty much all pairs. If you're trading something like GJ, any JPY pair, JPY is considered a safe haven currency. So like whenever the US dollar is not doing good, the JPY will do good, right? So it's kind of iffy because we were going to take a UJ trade, but price did the opposite and swung right back up as it corrected. So it's fine. It's just been a wacky week in general, right? Overall, this week's kind of been all over the place. We only had a couple entries this week. There was a lot of entries yesterday, but it didn't meet criteria, so we couldn't take them. Same with US30 over here. It still hasn't met criteria. So the key thing here is just being disciplined and waiting for these quality entries, right? There's a lot of opportunities that we could have taken here. Like you would have seen Maddie and Madhu and a couple other people in the chat. Some people are taking these quick scalp entries, right? Natasha as well. So there was a couple entries that you guys could have taken here for a sell. So if I just go over here real quick, let's go over here and replay it from this point here. Because I did see a couple high-low quick scalps, right? Like I think Natasha took one there. That wasn't actually one, but there was another one that came up here. So there's a high here. High-low quick scalp right there that you could have taken. But these are super risky because price is super overextended. So you could have taken that there for a high-low quick scalp. Full TP, obviously. Another one right there. Full TP. I think that's it. There was like 2 high-low quick scalps that you guys took, but I'm not looking to take those trades, obviously. I'm waiting for something quality to come up, following just the 2 strategies that we've been applying. Oh, you're fine, Frederick. So Frederick's asking, he thought he took the breakout for a buy. Turns out only I bought though profitable. Analyze it, turns out that I calculated the wrong high. Now I'm wondering why we took the breakout sell at that point, not after 33,544. So let me just show you the breakout requirements real quick. We can just cover it because there's no retracement here yet, Frederick, so you're not really interrupting. You're fine. I have signals. I have alerts set up. So if we do get a sell signal or buy signal on the one, it'll let me know. So here, I'll just explain to you the breakout, right? The reason why it was taken at that specific time. So here are the requirements for the breakout strategy. So first you want to look for entry after New York Stock Exchange open 6:30 a.m., right? So market opened right here at 6:30. Price right here is bullish, right? So the reason why we didn't take the buy here was because, for one, there was no momentum signal for a buy. And then also the overall bias was for a sell, right? So for step one, we're looking for entries after 6:30. 6:30 is right here. And I'll just mark it up for you over here so that you can see it better. We'll just rewind this. And I'm just explaining to Frederick, why was the breakout a sell today? And it's a good question because not everybody understands it. And I think this is a good review for some people who are still applying the strategy. So basically right here is 6:30. So after 6:30 happens right here, you want to confirm overall bias, right? Retail sentiment, everything over here is for a sell. So there's no way that we'd be looking for a buy here at all for the breakout. Third, you want to confirm direction of momentum. So we have a sell signal here. There's no reason to take a buy here. We're only looking for sells. Until we get a buy signal, then there'd be entry, but no buy signal ever came up, right? So first requirement met, look for entry after 6:30. Second requirement, confirm overall bias. It's a sell. Confirm direction of momentum. We have a sell signal here. Step 4, confirm strong candle in direction of momentum. So right here, we have a sell momentum. We have a strong red candle here with little to no wick on the bottom side. This is the reason why this here would have been the entry. Step 5, enter on the close of the strong candle, which should have been right here. Everything lined up there for the breakout. We would have taken the entry there. Full TP on the next 2 minutes. So this is the explanation why this here was the was for a sell, Frederick. Let me see Barack. I don't think Barack took the breakout. So looking over here at Barack, let me check his timestamps. So I don't think these trades here are from the breakout. He posted this profit at 6:33. This trade was still running at 6:33. Like we barely made entry here at 6:33. So these entries that he took right here were pre-market, Frederick. Because you can see he sent this post at 6:33 and we barely made the entry at 6:33. So this was not from the breakout. These are all that he took pre-market. But yeah, hopefully that makes sense right there. If there's still confusion, let me know. But I mean, the requirements are met. So like basically applying the breakout here, you're literally following the requirements step by step. There's like no way that you could take a buy here because none of the requirements meet here for a buy. Even though the overall bias was optional, if you're confirming direction and momentum, there was never a buy signal here. So there'd be no entry here to take specifically. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. That's why I have set requirements here. So it's like really hard to get it wrong, right? Because you just check off the list. Like same with our entry over here, right? We've checked off the list here. Step 1, confirm overall trend. It's bearish. Confirm momentum on the 10-minute. We have momentum there. Confirm momentum on the 5-minute. There's momentum there. We're now in step 4 right here, confirming momentum on the 1-minute, which we don't have yet. Once we have that, we can take entry. But all of my strategies here are step by step. So if one requirement's met, you don't move on to the next one. Yeah, Brock said, he just responded to Frederick in the chat. He said he's using another setup. It's complemented by K2, but not a breakout. So he took a different setup earlier this morning, but not the breakout. All right, thanks, Brock, for input and confirming that. I figured it wasn't the entry because when I saw your entries there for a buy, I also confirmed that it was at the same time as the entry, so it was impossible for it to be the breakout because you would have made profit before it even played out. Yeah, no problem, Frederick. Glad I could clear that up for you. If there's any other confusion, just let me know. I'm glad you asked the question because I was getting kind of bored here, waiting for this retracement that hasn't happened yet, but we're still waiting for it. Waiting for this buy signal to come up. If there's any other questions, feel free to put it in the chat and I'll answer whatever you guys need help with. We can't really find any entries here until we get the retracement. So we have some downtime until we get that. Let's see, scrolling over here. Thanks, Kenny. Looks like you just sent me some links. Natasha said, calling it a day. See you guys tomorrow. Hit her profit goal. Nice work, Natasha. All right, so let me just scroll up real quick. Natasha over here made 310 off her position. Nice work right there, Natasha. And then she reached she blocked in another one here, 412 for the day. And then lastly, I think Natasha hit her profit goal right here. Yeah, she hit 445 for the day. So she had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins. Her GGA closed in profit right here. So she made pretty much profit across the board. And then now she's calling it a day. So, all right, Natasha, great work. And we'll see you here tomorrow. All right, pending buy signal here on the 1. This is exactly what we were waiting for. So once that closes, we can start looking for a sell there. Kenny, send me a couple links here. Let me see what you sent me, Kenny. Couple of things going on here. We have Nancy Pelosi speaking in 20 minutes. Thanks for that, Kenny. We have the Senate speaking right now. Senate hearing on Consumer Financial Protection Bureau's semi-annual report. So we got that going on right now. And then we also have Biden speaking at the US Africa Summit in about 1 hour. So this is fine. We're not going to be on live at this time. So, or if we are, I'll keep that in mind. He's supposed to speak at 8:15. So a couple of things going on behind the scenes over here. We got Nancy Pelosi speaking in about 20 minutes. We've got CNBC, the Senate hearing on Consumer Financial Protection Bureau's annual report going on right now. And then we have Biden speaking in about an hour. So thanks for the heads up, Kenny. All right, still no buy signal here confirmed. Once this here closes, and we can start looking for, some sort of move here, but we don't have that yet. All right. GJ positions here is still running around. We'll leave that alone for a bit. If price does close above, then I'll go ahead and move my stop loss in profit, but I haven't done that yet. Hey, James, how's it going? Yeah, I know, long time. I haven't talked to you in a while or seen you in a while. I'm glad to see you're still trading, still in the group. Your question here is, why did you stop taking the daily entry? I stopped taking the daily entry because it didn't come up as often. we're just coming back from summer. Summer is like the slow season. So during the summer, there wasn't too many daily entries to take. I mean, it still applies. People have been taking it for the past couple. I mean, people still take it every day. I just don't take it myself. The live session is focused on just two strategies now. It's focused on the momentum scalp and the high level momentum pivot scalp. So the reason why I focus on these two strategies here is to avoid any confusion, right? Because if there's too many strategies being applied, I mean, there's like over 20 strategies that I have. I can apply all of them myself, but not everyone can, really follow along that efficiently. So for me, I'm only taking two strategies here during the live sessions. I mean, it's been pretty good so far. If we have a sell signal here, guys, we're going to take this entry. So I'm going to be waiting for this here to close. This is our entry for this strategy. All the requirements have been met. We're just waiting for step 4 here to be met. Once that's met there, it's going to fit all criteria and we can look for a sell at this point. So I'm looking for a sell here if I can find it. I'll get back to your question shortly, James. Just give me a second to follow this here. And just give you guys a heads up. So this here is looking a little risky, but I'm looking to take it here because I think price will continue to drop at least to this low here. So we're looking for a sell signal here to close. Once it closes, we can take this for a sell and then we can ride this down lower. But we just don't have that just yet. All right, so it's just going to be a waiting game now. Pretty much waiting for this here to provide us confirmation. Once we get that, we can take this for a sell. This is also likely to line up with the high level momentum pivot scalp as well. So we just need a sell signal here to close. Again, it looks like this here is not closing just yet. All right, so back to your question, James. So yeah, for the 10-minute daily, it just hasn't been coming up, during the summer because the volatility is too low. But for me personally, I'm just focusing on two strategies here. Although we have an array of different strategies to apply, as you can see, a lot of other people in the group are applying them because I haven't taken any trades myself, but you can see Natasha over here. She took 1, 2, 3, 4 trades applying the high-low quick scalp, and she made some pretty good profit. Same with the other people here in the group. Kenny over here as well took the breakout, made profit off that. Couple more profits over here from Rashida, took the breakout as well. So I didn't take the breakout myself, but other people here still apply the other strategy. So for yourself, James, since you've been part of the group for a while, you're familiar with all the other strategies. So you can apply them if you see them on the chart. But for me personally, during the lives, I'm only applying this strategy and I'm only applying this strategy. They're two strategies, but they're pretty much the same thing. I'm doing that to avoid any confusion with any of the entries here. And I'm not planning on taking anything else. So here's a possible entry over here for a sell. We need this here to close. We got about 50 seconds left on this candle still. If this candle closes too big, it might be it's too big of a risky move. So you want to be a little careful with this entry here. I got to see how it closes, because if it closes too big, way down here, I'm not going to take it because it's just too big of a candle. And you also got to wait for it to actually close, right? So that's one thing that you guys got to keep in mind. You have to actually wait for it to close, because this can easily just disappear at the last 5 seconds or so. And that tends to happen a lot. So let's see, we got about 10 seconds left on this candle right here. It does not look like it's going to close. All right, so price is not in a good area right now. If you guys can see where price is currently moving, it's ranging now. So it was moving directional earlier. Now it's in heavy consolidation. So even if we do get an entry here, I don't think I'll be willing to take it, because that's going to be one of our red flags, right? This is kind of the same situation that happened yesterday. You guys saw yesterday, there was 3 or 4 entries that came up, but price was just consolidating the entire time. Consolidation is happening. Right there. So not really too much going on right there. It's just a lot of consolidation, a lot of back and forth movement. This isn't a good time to make entry, because when price consolidates like this, price starts to squeeze. And then once it starts to squeeze, it's just preparing for a breakout to the upside or to the downside. So this isn't a good sign, because if you take a trade when price squeezes like this, you can take a sell, you can get unlucky, price will spike up, stop you out. Vice versa, if you take a buy here and price starts to squeeze and ends up spiking to the downside, then you'll end up losing that trade as well. All right. So this is definitely not a good area to be trading. I'll follow it here. I'm hoping we could get price to push away from this area and provide for an entry, but at the moment, definitely no entry right now because price is ranging. If you guys remember the red flags over here, that is going to be number 4 or number 5, actually. So red flags when to avoid trades: when price is near sessions, near opening price, near news price, candle prior to entry is too large, or when price is ranging, which is exactly what's happening here. So here's one thing to look out for. See how price broke out of here? Watch this and see if price fakes out, because my guess is that this will probably fake out. Price might push up slightly above, and then it'll just pull right back into the range. And that's typical, right? Oh, man, these past 2 days have been like trash, right? The days before that were good. I mean, we made profit the 2 days prior, Monday, Tuesday, but today is just not. Today and yesterday just wasn't so great. Let's see, some more profits over here from Anelli. Anelli said he took a speculative sell earlier at about 7:04, about 10 minutes ago. Took lower risk, but hit his full TP. Total profit of 804 for the day. Nice work, Nelly. Yeah, no, solid work. There was a couple of quick scalps right here. Or actually, no, there's a buy signal, so no quick scalps. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if price comes up, retests news price, and comes right back down into the range right now. Yeah, there's nothing for us to take right now. It's just same back and forth movement. All right, as we wait for this to come back down, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. But yeah, back to like what you were discussing earlier, Roman, looking over here on the 10-minute, there's a lot of entries that actually came up since. I mean, if you're looking for the daily entries, I know some people like taking daily entries, but I mean, personally, I don't like taking. I feel like it's a lazy way of trading. I mean, it does work, but there really hasn't been an alignment here. Like, for example, so yesterday was Wednesday the 14th, right? So looking over here on Wednesday, the breakout over here was for a buy, right? So looking at this, or actually, no, it was for a sell. So you couldn't take the breakout yesterday because it came too late. I mean, not the breakout, sorry, the daily entry. So cutoff for entry is 9 a.m., right? This entry right here came up at 9:50. So there's no entry for the daily yesterday. On Tuesday, this would be the, or actually there would be no entry here. Technically, you could have taken this if you wanted to take it for a sell, but it doesn't meet criteria with overall bias. Even though this is optional, overall bias is optional. But if you would have just taken the original daily entry, this would have hit your full TP. Like if you're literally just going based off momentum, that would have been a full TP, James. So you guys can see here why I see this as a lazy strategy, because there's not really much that you have to do. The only problem with this here, though, is that, with the way that market's moving, because there's a lot of news this week, you kind of want to have a bias. You don't want to just take every single entry that comes up. So again, right here, so no entry on Monday. So if you look at this whole week, there is no daily entries, James. So there's really no point. If you're waiting all day for a daily entry and you don't get an entry, you're just wasting your entire day, right? You got to be on the chart for like 3-4 hours. And then you're literally waiting for something to happen that might not ever happen. So that's why I personally don't apply it anymore. I just trade for 2 hours a day. I trade from 6:30 to 8, make my profit, and I get out. It's like clockwork for me. There's another entry right here. So if you're applying the basic version of the daily, another one right here would have hit full TP, it looks like. But this would have been against the bias. So if you're using a bias here, you would have skipped this here, even though it would have hit TP, you would have skipped it and you would have missed the trade. But looks like this one here barely even triggered it. So, I mean, if you want to go back and look at the entries, James, all the strategies work perfectly fine. It's just they don't come up as often. And if you're trading on the 10-minute, like one trade a day, it's just, you know, it's not really ideal, because you can go like days without having any trades. And if you're trying to do an FTMO challenge or something like that, you're kind of just wasting your day. You could have just taken a couple of scalps, been done with the day, rather than waiting an entire day for like one trade. That isn't likely to even happen. Let's see, anything else over here? So still no sell signal on, I mean, it's doing exactly what I did. So you guys see my markup right here. I mentioned price was going to come up, test news price, and then come right back into the range over here, right? So there's a possible entry right here if this candle here closes. For a sell. Let me take a look at everything over here. Yeah, everything's still pretty bearish. So if this here closes with the sell signal, this will technically be an entry. It's got to make sure the candle's not too big. If it's invalid, I'm probably not going to take it, even though I know you could take a trade like that. I'm probably not going to take it because price is still in a range. There's like a couple of red flags here that are lingering. No sell signal. All right, so we got one more over here playing out, but there's still no entry here. But yeah, you guys can see here my markup, it played out exactly how I mentioned, right? So price was ranging, pulled out, faked out, came right back above, or came back below, and then it cut back into the range. So this is a typical pattern. Whenever you guys see a range like this, I wouldn't recommend chasing it outside of it, because this is the fake out that I was just discussing. You know, price broke out, faked out, came right back in. James is asking, what's my TP for GJ? TP for GJ is at 169.2405. 169.245. So it's a little bit above 90, basically 90 pips away from entry point right here. So 169.245. All right, still no entry here. Okay, here's the problem now. On the 5-minute, if we get a buy signal over here, this is going to invalidate the requirements, right? So if this happens to close with the buy signal, then we got to go back to step 3 right here. Hoping that doesn't happen, but if it does, it's got to be aware. All right, price is coming down right here. Let's see if it actually closes. We got about 20 seconds left on this candle right here. Got about 10 seconds left on this candle. I don't think it's going to close. If you guys are looking to take this, you got to actually wait for it to close, guys. Don't hop into this too early. It's not closing. All right, so no entry there again, fortunately. And then we got news coming up right here in about 4 minutes. Thanks, Maddie, for the heads up. Let's see, question from Daniel. Daniel's asking, hi, Sean, how do you identify a fake out from a retracement? So I wasn't necessarily considering this a retracement. The reason why I identify this as a fake out is because I had a range right here, right? Since there was a range right here, price will typically fake out in both directions, right? So you'll see, like, I wouldn't consider this retracement because price is ranging. If price was was retracing, it would have went straight up. It wouldn't have ranged here for a bit, right? So if you were looking for retracement, something like this would have happened, right? Price would have just went straight up. It wouldn't have gone sideways for a while before going up. So it's just the way that price moves. Like, for example, here it was going sideways for about, let's see how many candles here. Price was going sideways for about 14 minutes until it actually went, or 15 minutes until it actually broke out of the range, right? So that's kind of like the difference right here. If you look over here, this thing just, it hit a low and it came straight up. Like literally the next candle, it just shot up and then broke out of it. Same with this over here. Price hit a low and it came right back up. This over here was a tight little consolidation phase. So this is why I knew it was a fake out, because it was just the same pattern playing out, right? Price came up, it consolidated, came up, reached news price right here, and then it came down. It wasn't like a retracement. So if this came to this low and then price wasn't going sideways and actually went up from here, then I would have known that as a retracement. But since price went sideways, it wasn't a range. It wasn't really retracing. Does that make sense, Daniel? It might be a little confusing because you probably don't see what I see, but I mean, it's kind of clear to see the difference between a range and then a retracement. Like this would be considered like a small retracement right here, right? Because price will be coming down, retracement's a push to the upside. This right here, the retracement signal didn't come up until like way after. So price came down, went sideways for a bit, and then a buy signal came up. If this came down right here, and then we had a buy signal like right here, like 2 or 3 candles after the low was hit, then that would be confirmed as a retracement. But this fake out and retracements don't go hand in hand. So I wasn't even telling the difference between these two. Like I wasn't saying, okay, this is probably a retracement. I already called this a range before this even came up right here. So that's why I distinguish the two from each other, because they're two like totally different analysis. Whether you're looking for one or the other. Anyways, I'm looking for the sell signal here to close, but we're on news price, so I don't think we'll be able to take it even if it closes. Markup news price right there. And this market sucks. Market's kind of been like this for the past couple of days. I mean, this is kind of normal. We're getting close to the holidays, so volatility is kind of dying down a bit. The only reason we have increased volatility here is because, oh, sorry, this is the news candle. The only reason that we have increased volatility right now is because of the news that happened this week. But typically around the holidays, price starts to slow down like this a bit. Seems like a lot of people are out of the market already following the news event from this morning. Senate still speaking over here. Nancy Pelosi is supposed to start speaking soon. We'll come back and take a look at that a little later. Yeah, she's supposed to hop on right now. I think I put this here on accident. News is here at 7. All right, so this is the news candle right here. Unfortunately, I mean, there's a sell signal there, but it's like literally on the news candle. So I don't think we can take this entry here, unfortunately, if it does close. I mean, you can see prices just pulling back into the range here. This was just a fake out. So this is why I was telling you guys, it's not a good time to take trades when you're inside a range like this, because price will push up, fake out, pull back into it. And this is another problem because if price goes sideways right here, price can go below, fake out, pull right back up, right? It's not really a good area to be trading in. Yeah, no problem, Daniel. But yeah, guys, if you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out. You can put in the chat. There's not really much for us to take here, unfortunately. So this is the setup that we were looking for. We were looking for that sell signal to come up so that we can take that sell. But unfortunately, it was on the news candle, so we couldn't take it. This here would have hit TP too. Yeah. So this is literally what we were waiting for. All the requirements here were met. overall trend was bearish. 10-minute was sell signal. 5-minute was a sell signal. This sell signal right here on the 1 was the entry candle. And as you guys can see, if we took that entry there, it would have hit full TP. The only problem is that it was at news price, like literally on the news candle at 7:30. So we couldn't have taken that there. So, and also Maddie also confirmed that the candle was too big. So just too much volatility there for one push. Unfortunately, we couldn't have taken it. This is kind of what happened yesterday. Yesterday, we had a couple entries. It was right at news or close to news, and we just couldn't take it. So what we're looking for here now is we're looking for another retracement. But again, price is in this range. So it's back in the range and there's no entry. So a couple of red flags here that we would have avoided us to take this entry was red flags. So let me just mark them up right here. For one, we wouldn't have taken this trade because it was right at news price, right? That's one. Again, right here, we wouldn't have taken this trade because candle prior entry is too large. This candle here was way too big. And then third red flag, price is ranging. So we had the range here that I drew from earlier. Price is still ranging within this area now. So it's still not a good area to trade in. So even if we were to identify that even during non-news candle, we still probably would have avoided it because even if we didn't have that, it still would have fallen under these two red flags. Oh, man. It's just, I know it's frustrating because we've been waiting for this entry pretty much all session and it came up perfectly, but there's a couple of red flags here. Candle is too big and price is ranging. I think if this wasn't a news candle, the candle wouldn't have been too big. So we would have taken this off and this would be the only red flag. And we could possibly, maybe take one quick move there, but at this point, it's better be safe than sorry. I mean, I have pretty good profits for the week so far. I think all you guys have pretty good profits for the week so far, right? So the last day I posted profits were like on Tuesday because I didn't take any trades yesterday. Yeah, so right here on December 13th, this was my last day of trading or last day that I actually took trades. So for the week so far, I'm still up. This is why I'm not really forcing any trades here because I'm doing pretty decent for the week so far. I don't want to take anything too risky and then end up losing my profits that I made from this week already. So this is how much I'm currently up for the week so far. 17,078. I haven't had any losses this week. I've kind of just been playing it safe, which is basically how you should be playing it. If I could lock in another win here, great. But if I don't, then I'm fine with that because I'm still pretty deep in profit for the week so far. So I think that's the mindset a lot of you guys need to go into, I'd say next year. Because a lot of people, you guys get greedy. You guys want to get a lot of profit every single day, right? Sometimes it's better to just have no profit rather than eat some losses because the losses will set you back. So, just got to be careful with these here. Yeah, Frederick said delicate area. I agree. That's why I'm not looking to take anything here because you can see how price pushed up again right here. Back to what we were saying earlier, Daniel, I don't see this as a retracement. I see this as price still ranging, right? So until price moves directional, we can't get a retracement. Everything here is just going to be a range. Price goes back and forth, up, it goes down, it goes back up. I think this here could be a possible fake out again. Price will push up again right here, fake out, and then pull right back into the range right here. So in order for us to have an actual retracement, price can't be ranging, right? I have this range here set up. So this is basically going to act as a magnet. So when price pushes outside of it, it'll probably pull right back in. Same if price pushes the other way, pull right back in, right? So just something to keep in mind. Let's see, Barack said done for the day. Thank you for the opportunity to join and trade with you, Sean. Really awesome. Was waiting for it with you. That's why he's opting to call it for now because he doesn't know how long it'll be for the next setup. And I agree with you. Barack, honestly, I don't know if we're going to have an entry today, guys, because price is ranging right here. And if you guys remember the range from yesterday, this thing was ranging for like a whole hour. So right now, price has been in this range for about 35 minutes now, 40 minutes almost. So if you guys remember the session from yesterday, we sat on this live session for like an hour and a half. Price was ranging for the entire session, and we couldn't have any entries there. So that's kind of what I see, playing out here as well. It's kind of the same day as yesterday. It's not really too useful for us. So let's see. Fern's asking, wouldn't that be considered a double bottom at the 1 minute? Yeah, I mean, you could even consider it a triple bottom if you wanted to. And there's 3 bottoms right here. So we have the high. This is why the high low indicator is important and it's useful, because this will help you identify the lows instead of having to, think of them yourself. Because if you don't have them there, like, yeah, you can still identify it there, right? But there can be a lot of lows here. But if you turn on the indicator, you can see that there's actually a triple bottom here. Or if you want to consider a double bottom right here, you can do that too. So double bottom or triple bottom right here. But price is ranging. So I wouldn't necessarily look at it as that type of entry. But if you wanted to, you could have earned. Like if you took any entry here, if you saw this double bottom and you took a buy right there, you would have been solid, right? Or if you took the triple bottom right here or double bottom, if you identify that as a triple or a double, that as well would have hit your TP right there too, right? So it's really up to your preference. I make these indicators for my own use, but you guys can use them for your own analysis as well. If you guys are looking to trade supply and demand, support and resistance, you guys can see that this is very useful because this actually points out where these bottoms are. And even if you weren't to draw this range, so say, for example, if you didn't draw this range right here, Fern, you still could have drawn a support down here, right? So even if you didn't draw the range, you'd still identify this as the support. Or if you want to take that another step, you can turn on the support and resistance indicator right here, and this will plot, ranges on the market for you. I mean, pretty much across the chart. So you could consider this like a break and retest. Right, so you guys can see how useful my indicators are. This was a support right here. Price broke and closed below, retested right there, and then dropped lower. So there's a lot of uses for my indicators, just depends on what you're looking for. I personally don't trade support and resistance or supply and demand, so I don't necessarily use it for that specifically, but I mean, you guys are free to use it however you guys like. And this is exactly why I didn't think we are going to get an entry here, Barack. So you can see right here at where price is currently moving, it's now starting to shift to the upside. So we're starting to get a buy signal right here on the 5. If this here closes, this is pretty much going to invalidate everything. I mean, if this 1 minute closes above here, then you got to go back to step 1, right? Because there's no overall direction anymore. I mean, there currently isn't right now. Looking over here at the 10, this is a 10-minute bearish trend. 5 minutes still in the bearish trend, but the 1 minute over here is no longer bearish. You can see the trend mirror down here has turned blue. And price is in between the pivots right here, attempting to make a shift to the upside. So, yeah, Maddie said huge range here. Trend shift is going to take a minute. Yeah, and I agree too, Maddie. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. As I mentioned, we're not really getting too much movement here. If the trend here starts to shift, I mean, everything's already shifted already. So it doesn't look like we're going to have any entries coming up anytime soon, applying the momentum scalp. There's no overall direction of trend. This is bearish. This is bearish. This is neutral. Looking over here at the second step, this still has a sell signal, but the 5 minute over here no longer has a sell signal. The buy signal actually closed. So there's a couple of confirmations here that we need to confirm. First is step 1. We need this to come back down. And then step 3, we need a sell signal here on the 5. So yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to have anything right here, but I'd rather have no losses than something that's super risky. I mean, we'll hang on for a bit. It's only 7:41, so we still have about 20 minutes. So I'll hang out for a bit. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I can answer whatever you guys need help with. Yeah, even if it doesn't have to do with any of my strategies. If you guys have any trades that you guys are taking and you want me to analyze it and provide my analysis on it, I can do that for you. But right now, it does not look like we're having any entries for US30. There's no there's no confirmation of pretty much alignment with regard to the trend. And then also this here, we need a sell signal before we can take anything. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'm hanging tight here, waiting for our GJ trader still running. Let me take a look at the other Forex pairs here. Just want to make sure there's oh, it's weird. I don't know where the toolbar went here. Let me just refresh this. There we go. Toolbar like disappeared for a second. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to look down at all the Forex pairs real quick. I'm going to see if there's any trades here that we can possibly take. I do not see anything here right now. JPY, nothing. ZD. So there was an entry right here at 6 o'clock. I totally missed it. I was waiting for this to come up like pretty much all morning. But this happened like literally at 6 o'clock right before the live session. So right here was a sell signal. As you can see right here, I'm using the same strategy basically. So right here for the momentum scalp, you guys can see here that I look at the overall direction of trend, right? If I'm trading here on the higher time frame, I'm just looking on different time frames. So right here we had the daily, which was bearish, 8 hour, which was bearish, 4 hour, which was bearish. And I look for a sell signal, right? Sell signal on the 10, sell signal on the daily, sell signal on the 8, and then sell signal on the 4. So with this right here, this was an entry that I would have taken. I was waiting for this pretty much all week, but this came up when I wasn't looking at it. It's kind of a small move, but it still hits EP right there for 35 pips. So you guys can see how my strategies here, they translate to other assets. You don't have to trade US30. If you want to trade this on something else like Forex pairs, you can also trade that here as well. So here on NZD, I was looking for the sell here. Unfortunately, I missed it, but it did hit full TP. On CHF over here too. So this trade came up last night. It was a bit of a risky entry. It's why I didn't, or no, it wasn't risky. It was just too small of an entry. So I did mark this up and I was going to call it, but it was only about 15 pips. That's why I didn't want to take it because it's too close. Actually, I guess it wasn't that close. It was 20 pips. But what happened was last night, the spread was just too close. It was like 5 pips. So if you come into this with a 5 pip spread, you don't really have much leeway for your trade to really breathe, right? So for this trade over here, same thing, bearish on the daily, bearish on the 8 hour, bearish on the 4 hour. Had a sell signal right there. I wanted to take that entry right there, but I didn't, unfortunately. So there's a lot of entries here that came up overnight, it looks like. This odd USD, I wouldn't have taken this because it was bullish on the 8 hour and daily. So I would have skipped that. This over here would have hit TP. This one, again, was too small, 25 pips. The market this week was just very, very slow. So there wasn't anything for us to really take here. Euro AUD. Damn, all these entries came last night while I was sleeping. So another one right here, pretty much all of the AUD pairs, I was looking for this entry as well. Everything here was bullish. Daily was bullish, 8 hours bullish, 4 hours bullish. These were the signals I was going to call last night for Forex. This one over here, same thing, right? Buy signal, I would have wrote it to the next high, which is right there. This would have been about a 60 pip TP. So pretty much the same strategy I'm applying here for US30. I'm applying here on Forex on the higher time frames. So same thing, everything moved in the same direction. Missed the trade there. This happened last night, 1800 hours. So I was already asleep at that time. A lot of these moves here came up again right here for EG. Yeah, a lot of these trades came up late night. 52 pips. EJ over here as well. See, this one was supposed to run in unison with our GJ trade. That's why I called this, because I saw that all these here were bullish. I was like, okay, I'll take this trade here. But unfortunately, this came up again when I wasn't trading it. Everything was bullish, that lined up. GA over here, this one also hit TP. I was going to call this for a late entry. So this lined up with the GJ trade. So this is why I called the GJ trade, because all these other entries lined up. I was going to take this, but I missed it. It happened at 6 a.m. during our live session, so I couldn't take that trade. It came up as soon as we got on. So right here for GJ, same thing. Looking at my analysis here, the daily here is bullish, 8 hours bullish, 4 hour here is also bullish. We had a buy signal right there, so that's why I took this trade for a late entry. Price did push up in profit quite a bit right here overnight. Not quite to full TP. It's kind of a big move here, 90 pips. So it almost pushed up to halfway and then it pulled back down. But I do expect this to push up higher, so I'm just going to hold on to it, let it run. Once it closes above in profit, I will be moving my stop loss in profit. But yeah, unfortunately right here, this is the only one that didn't just blast off like everything else. Like EJ over here blasted right through. I was hoping I'd get that. I wake up in the morning to a full TP, but I didn't get that. I got close to it, but it pulled right back down. Same with the GA over here. I was hoping this would play out because this came out at night and I was waiting for it to push up, but it didn't actually push up. It pushed up slightly and then it pulled back down. We also had an entry here for UJ. It was a pending order for a sell. We canceled it because it never filled. Yeah, Sam also mentioned that there was heavy GBP news today too. Yeah, unfortunately. That's kind of probably what stopped it, right? Because it looked like it was going good. And then this morning, it just ended up slowing down a bit. There's one trade here running for NJ. I'm not in this position here. It's running alongside with our GJ position, USD CAD. So there's another one right here running. I'm not in this position yet, but this one is currently running right now. I'll come back to it, possibly late entry. Looking over here on USD CAD, everything's bullish. Daily's bullish, 8 hours bullish, 4 hour over here is also bullish. We had a buy signal right there. I pretty much anticipate this to push up and retest, or not retest, but test this high area right here. So this is going to be the resistance that it'll have to test. So that's why I put the TP right there. So it'll hit our TP before it actually gets that resistance. But yeah, I mean, that's about it. Unfortunately, there's not really much going on in the market today. US30 over here, there was a sell signal that came up, but we couldn't have taken it. So let me just go over this right here real quick. The reason why we couldn't take this right here, and I'll go over here on this chart because that one's kind of messy. Reason why we couldn't take this right here was because it was at news price, and then also so first it was at news price. The TP over here would have to reach news price again below. So there's just a lot of red flags. Candle was too big. News price right here. The candle was literally at news price. And then also looking over here on the 5 minute, there's no sell signal. So even though we qualified for the other step, so first step was required, was fit. It was bearish. Second step over here, 10 minute had a sell signal. The 5 minute over here didn't have a sell signal. There's one pending right now, but it didn't have a sell signal at the time of entry. Right there. So no sell signal right there, unfortunately. And you can see right here that price is right back into the range. So I'm going to leave this range right here so that you guys can visualize it and really see it. You guys can see how many fake outs happen right here, right? So there's one fake out right here. Price pulled right back into the range. Another fake out right here. Price pulled back into the range, right? This range here is not going anywhere. What I'm looking for now is I'm looking for price to actually break below it. But not really much for you to, base anything off right now. We got about 3 minutes left on this 5 minute candle. If this closes here, possible setup for another entry, but I don't think we're going to get that anytime before 8 o'clock. Let's see. Maddie said, done for the day, hopping off. See you tomorrow. Definitely, Maddie. We'll see you here tomorrow. Question from Fern. Fern is asking unrelated question. I'm still wondering about the EA situation because I don't have time to trade during normal market. Any advice on EA? I don't really recommend an EA, guys. I don't think there's any EAs out there that are really consistent. You might see a short burst of consistency, but it's not long term, right? You'll see, like if you play with an EA, you'll see sometimes it'll have like a lot of wins for like 1 week or for a couple of days, and then after that, it just blows your account. Like it just keeps blowing accounts because the EA doesn't work well like that. The thing with the EA is that it's only good if you create it, right? Because you can make adjustments to it. If you're using somebody else's EA, those settings aren't being updated. They just put some simple parameters in there to catch something that's currently working. Doesn't mean it's going to work forever. That's why it's not recommended to use an EA. Like if you're going to use an EA, you just shouldn't be trading at all, right? You're just gambling at that point. You're putting your whole trust into a system that isn't even, I mean, for the most part, I haven't found an EA that actually works well, unless you're using like a bank algorithm, like that's actively being updated. And because the code has to be updated like daily, right? When the market conditions change, the adjustments have to be made to the EA. I don't think there's any EA out there that's actually really consistent. I know there's a lot of people over there trying to sell you a dream, selling you an EA that they say works, but you'll see that it works for a couple of days and then all of a sudden it'll stop working and it'll blow your account. So, I mean, from my personal experience, I've never used an EA. If you talk to anybody that actually knows anything about trading, like if you talk to somebody that's experienced with trading, you ask them about an EA, they're going to tell you the same thing. EA is only good if you create it yourself because you can make adjustments to it. If you buy an EA from somebody, odds are it's going to work for a little bit. They're going to take your money and then it's going to stop working. You have a blown account. So from my personal experience, I don't recommend you guys use an EA. There's no point in being lazy, like being a lazy trader. And it's not even being a lazy trader. If you can't trade, then you just, trading is just not for you. If it doesn't fit your schedule, then trading is not really going to work for you unless you can trade on the higher time frames for swing trading and intraday trading. But using an EA for scalping, definitely that's going to be a no for me. Even my own strategies, I wouldn't even trust applying this to an EA because there's different conditions here that have to be met, right? Like you can't program news into an EA, right? You have to go and manually input that. So looking over here at the 1 minute or just like the chart in general, you guys can see over here that there's news, right? Like these news prices. Let me just maximize this real quick. So you guys can see here, when price reaches these news price gets manipulated off these points, right? So like say, for example, your EA is running and there's news price right there, but you don't know that there's news price or your EA doesn't know that. You can easily get caught in a whipsaw price. Or like, for example, right here, price just ranges for a bit. Like, see how there's a sell signal right here, but it's right at news price. You couldn't have gotten stopped out right there. If your EA just took the trade there, you would have gotten stopped out because the EA doesn't know that there's news right there. So yeah, Barack said, just like robots can't love, EAs can't run an account. Barack said, I've been there, done that, done bots, super inconsistent. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, trading is not for everybody, guys. If you can't put the time in to actually learn how to trade and understand like what's going on the chart, then trading is probably just not for you. Like just being realistic. If trading was that easy where you can buy a bot and just let that bot run, everybody would be making money trading, right? Majority of people fail at trading. So, maybe that'll kind of give you an idea why EAs are not widely accepted and why not too many people use it. I mean, what I see a lot of people get scammed on EAs. If you go on YouTube or not, either YouTube or Instagram, you'll see a lot of people selling these like bots. And then if you look at their pages, every month they have a new bot, right? They have one bot that works and then it stops working. And then the next bot, they're like, oh, here's a V2 of the bot. And then you just keep buying a new bot every month. And then it just keeps blowing your account over and over and over again. It's crazy. It's a never ending cycle. It's kind of like signals. That's why I don't like calling signals, but I do share my trades. Like whenever I have a trade that I'm taking, I do call a signal, but I only give you guys one TP and one stop loss. Right. So if I recall a trade, like something like GJ this morning, I only give you one TP and one stop loss. So there's really no guesswork there. It's like, okay, you take the trade, and then you have a TP and stop loss. You're not having like 3 CPs at 3 stop losses. You're just like, I already know where the trade's going to go. And that's why I specifically send it out that way. Let's see. And there's nothing to take here, guys. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. And, sorry to burst your bubble, Fern, but I don't believe in EAs, and I don't think you should either. So if you want to trade and you just can't trade during normal hours, I would recommend that you just get better at trading intraday or swing trading, right? Like for my trades over here for Forex, all of my trades here, I take on the 4-hour time frame, right? So I'm sure you'll have at least one 4-hour close where you can actually look for entries, right? You're not working 24 hours a day, or you're not busy 24 hours a day. So if you can't trade during the scalping hours, then learn how to intraday trade or swing trade, because it's not impossible to take these types of trades. These trades close at the same time every day, every 4 hours. So if you can trade at 2 a.m., 6 a.m., 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 4 p.m., or 10 p.m., you can trade on the 4-hour time frame. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, I mean, I'm never going to come up with EA, so I don't expect an EA to come from me. I'm not going to create one. I don't even like MC4, so I'm not going to create one for that specific platform. It's just too outdated. I mean, and then now that MC4 is not working on the iPhone, I mean, it's hard to get people on MC4 because people can't even get the app on their phone anymore unless they have like an Android or something. Yeah, Fern said intraday might be the way. Yeah, I think that's the best option for you, Fern. I really don't recommend you buy an EA, or if you do buy EA, run it on a demo. I'm almost guaranteed that you'll run it for a while and you'll see that it'll stop working after like a couple of days or even a couple of weeks. It's not worth the risk. At that point, you might as well just gamble your money. Take buys for US30 or take sells and just let the trade run on the higher time frame. You're probably better off doing that. If you take, so say for example, you're trading US30 on the higher time frames, like say the 1 hour or daily or something like that. Just take it with the small lot size of 0.01. You just flip a coin. If you think price is going to go over, price is going to go down. You're probably better off doing that than using an EA. Let's see, there's nothing going on here. We still don't have the sell signal here on the 5. It's about to be 8 o'clock, guys. So unfortunately, I don't think we're going to have any entries for today, guys. I was really hoping we'd be able to get one for today, but since we don't have an alignment with regard to momentum here, we do have an alignment with regard to trend, but with regard to momentum, we don't have any alignment here. So in order for us to get this sell signal here on the 5, it's going to take some time for this to actually provide a sell signal, right? So if this doesn't close within the next, X amount of minutes, you'll probably be sitting here for like the next hour or so waiting for this to line up. Because if we get a sell signal here, we still need the retracement on the 1, which, I personally don't see happening anytime soon. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for today. Unfortunately, today again was no trade day. We had trades on Monday and Tuesday. So for the week so far, we've been doing pretty good overall. I mean, going back over here, from Monday we had, so let's see how many trades we have for this week so far. We have 1 trade over here, 1 momentum scalp. Everyone made profit off that. Another one right here. We had 2 trades on Monday, full TPs. Pretty good profit for that day so far. Tuesday, I think we had 1 trade. Yeah, 1 trade right there. Another full TP. And I think that's about it because we didn't have any trades yesterday or today. So for the week so far, these are my profits. Currently up 17,000 for the day, no losses, which is a good thing. And that's why I don't want to risk anything here, taking a risky entry. So I think that's about it for now, guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Let me see some more profits over here from you guys. Jay locked in a total profit of 732 for the day. Nice work, Jay. So even though I didn't take any trades myself, it looks like some of you guys here did take some pretty good trades. And then we have Rashida over here as well. Rashida took 3 trades for the day, all wins, no losses, total profit of 522 for the day. Nice work, Rashida. And then Sisuk over here, he's up 16,543 for the day. Nice work, Sisuk. We got Surin over here, total profit of 565 for the day. Great work. And a lot of these trades were taken off, everyone's own analysis or applying their own strategy. So, or not applying their own strategy, but applying my strategies on their own. So Patrick over here currently up 1,130 for the day. We have a long list of strategies that you guys can apply. Like looking over here at my strategy list. I'm going to show you guys real quick. So we have about like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, like well over 20 strategies here that you guys can apply if you guys wanted to. I'm only applying 2 strategies here myself on the live session. So none of those met criteria. So unfortunately, no entries using those. But if you guys wanted to apply anything else, I mean, you guys have the opportunity to take trades like that. Yeah, Jay over here actually took that triple bottom that you were just talking about. Fern, this is the one that we were just talking about earlier. You were asking if this was a double bottom. Jay actually took it right here. It's like a quadruple bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 rejections. Took that buy. Hit his full TP right there. So nice work, Jay. Will over here as well. Will took the sell earlier. He said when he saw the second candle close to the downside, he thought his chances were good for a quick scalp, and it did. So he hit his full TP right there. Total profit of 285 for the day. Nice work, Will. He was applying the high-low quick scalp strategy. Maddie over here as well took the high-low quick scalps all throughout the day, locked in a total profit of 600 for the day. Nice work, Maddie. And I think that's it. If you guys have any more profit to send over to me, as you guys can see, I didn't take any trades myself, but a lot of members here in the group did take trades using their own analysis, applying my strategies, and they did pretty good. Maddie locked in 600. Will 285, Patrick 1,130, Surin 565, C-Suk 16,000, Rashida 522, Jay 732, and Nelly 804, Natasha 445. All these are Natasha. Kip up, well over 3, 4, 5,000 there. Barack up 7,000, and Kenny up here 410. So great work, guys. I mean, solid profits overall. Unfortunately, there were no entries we can take here in the live session. There's going to be days like this here and there. We're getting close to the holidays, so volatility is starting to die down. But we'll keep pushing. And if we see anything going over, Becky's asking, have you uploaded the new content to the website? Yeah, content's been up there, Becky. So if you want to go look at it, take a look. You have to log into the actual course website though, not the free one. Also, if you want to look at it on YouTube, it's also available on YouTube. So if you guys are new here and you guys want access to the indicators and strategies, just go to the website, kodikaitrades.com, click on this to unlock your access to everything. If you just want to watch the videos, go to the YouTube channel right here. Click on that button, the second button, and then you guys will see the YouTube channel right here. If you go to videos, Becky, I've uploaded all the videos here. They're uploading one per day, because I don't want to get caught for spamming here on YouTube. So every day there's going to be a new video uploaded for the next like 5 or 6 days. Everything here with the red background is going to be a new strategy video. It'll be like, this is a basic video, how to add the indicators to your chart. This is going to explain the momentum indicator. This is going to explain retail sentiment. This is going to explain the high-low indicator. This is the SRV2 indicator, high-low momentum pivot scalp strategy, red flags, momentum scalp. You guys can see all the videos here. And then if you guys want to go and watch my previous live sessions, click on live, and you guys will see here, all of the ones with the blue background are live trading sessions. All the ones with the green background are mentoring sessions. And the ones with the orange backgrounds are one-on-one mentoring sessions. So all the videos are on here. But yeah, Becky, the course isn't completely updated because I haven't been able to upload all the videos yet. I can only do one a day. I've already gotten shadow banned on Instagram. I've gotten shadow banned on TikTok. So like nobody can see my videos. And that's why I'm taking it down a notch and slowing it down with the updates. So you can watch them here right now, Becky, but over the next couple of weeks, by the end of the year, you'll see the actual course updated itself once all the videos have been uploaded. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for now. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Nancy Pelosi is speaking right now, so you probably don't want to take any trades. I think Biden's going to speak right now as well in the next 15 minutes. So be careful if you guys do decide to keep trading. I would probably just not trade. Today's not a good day to trade anyways. You can see price is still within the range. There was a fake out right here, pulled back into the range, fake out right here, pulled back into the range, fake out below, pulled right back into the range. So I'm expecting this to go sideways for quite some time. But yeah, guys, other than that, I think that's about it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I will see you guys back here tomorrow for the next live session.